Here's the exciting thing: these existing artificial intelligence bots are the technology of yesterday, particularly in the case of the Teenage Opportunity mission on Mars. As powerful as that technology was back in the early 2000s, today researchers can do so much more with computing. The Mars 2020 rover is expected to depart for the Red Planet in 3 years. Multiple instruments on the rover will have autonomous imaging capability, Chen said, and the targeting will be a lot smarter. Not only will the rover be clever enough to choose an interesting target, but also to pick the best approach for scanning it and obtaining information relevant to researchers. Mars 2020 could even change its schedule of tasks on the fly if it finishes something ahead of time, allowing scientists to squeeze the most they can out of the mission. NASA's planned Europa Clipper mission is scheduled to perform multiple flybys of an icy moon of Jupiter, one that has been observed spouting what appears to be water geysers, at least in the eyes of the Hubble Space Telescope. Clipper will operate in an extremely harsh radiation environment that is expected to reset or crash its computer several times in a single flyby. It takes hours to send instructions to and from Jupiter, so the Clipper will be equipped with a computer system that can diagnose problems and fix them before engineers back on Earth even knew a problem occurred. Related: all eyes on the Sun's mysteriously super corona during Great American Eclipse. Other projects remain in the proposal stage, but no less exciting when considering the possibilities for artificial intelligence. NASA hopes to one day land a device on Europa, or perhaps Enceladus, another water geyser spouting moon orbiting Saturn. The agency is quite interested in these ocean worlds, as NASA calls them, since the moons could harbor microbial life. Early studies suggest that space agencies could put a submarine in an ocean on one of these moons. But it would be a solo voyage because, Chen said, we can only communicate with a little submarine for perhaps a month. Artificial intelligence on board a submarine would be tasked with figuring out where to go safely. But other considerations might include how to avoid obstacles, which targets have the most potential for observation, or at what temperature is it safe to travel. Chen pointed out that on Earth, if we take a typical robotic submersible from temperate waters to the Arctic, recalibrations are always needed to adjust for the change in temperature. The Comet Hitchhiker project, funded by NASA's Advanced Innovative Concepts program that gives early-stage funding to far-off mission concepts, could develop a spacecraft capable of catching a ride with a comet on its way to the outer solar system. With the craft operating so far from Earth, it would take hours for it to communicate back and forth with engineers. So an AI bot would be more efficient in picking targets by itself and sending data back to Earth. Self-selecting AI would also be useful for another mission concept that would send 100 small CubeSats to nearby asteroids. It would help the little spacecraft decide how to orbit the asteroids and what to image on the surface.